Hey guys, so I'm back with another video now that it's summertime out and I don't have school. I'm going to be trying to be making videos more, and I originally was going to upload this video yesterday and then upload the rip it and ship it tag today, but I didn't get to finish the last book that I needed to have for this discussion video. And now I have done a discussion video one other time before that, and that was for the If I Stay duology, and it was definitely a lot less professional, I guess, than having to do a review. And so it kind of is a bit lenient in that way. And so I decided I was going to do a book discussion, book talk, about the Infernal Devices trilogy, because I just finished it last night and wow, do I have a lot to say. And shout out to natural lighting because, man, this is looking nice. So I am just going to get started. If you see me looking down and to the left, it's because I have my laptop and that's where all my notes are that I kind of want to hit on with this book discussion. I know I shouldn't have planned it a bit, but else if I didn't, I would kind of lose things up in my head up here, so let's just jump right in. Talking about the books in whole, I really enjoyed Cassandra Clare's writing, and it was something that I would definitely love to read some more after reading this trilogy. It has made me want to read the Mortal Instruments series, and I have the first book, and I'm going to wait a bit to read those, but her writing is definitely something that I enjoy and something that I would definitely love to read in the future. Also, the book's layouts were pretty awesome. The covers were beautiful, and I loved how the spines had different color writings for each of the books. Also, for the chapters, I loved how they had like little poems at each chapter. That was something that was really fun. Something that I didn't necessarily like about the layout, but something I got past, obviously, was the fact that the chapters were really long. For me, when I read a book and there are shorter chapters, it makes me feel like I'm reading the book faster, and it makes me more productive with reading because I'm like, oh, I can like get through this faster, if you know what I mean. I'm not too sure if people understand that. But definitely for me, I love shorter chapters, but the longer chapters, I got over that. Didn't mind it as much as I thought it would, but still. Next on to like the plot and everything overall. I'm gonna hit on the characters last, I think. The plot was definitely very interesting. When I first went into these books, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like these, and I definitely ended up loving them. It was very different. And very interesting seeing how the world was built and everything like that. My main thing is that I loved knowing more about the Shadowhunters and the Downworlds and the Institutes and everything like that. There were certain things that could be touched upon more, but I definitely loved seeing the different types of creatures of Downworlders and knowing that there were different institutes just than the one in London. And so for me, that made my reader heart happy because I was like, man, this author really like took her time in creating this world, and that's something that I really enjoy when reading books, because then it doesn't leave you questioning everything, and that's something I like. With the book, there was never a dull moment. There was pretty much always action going on, and there was always something that's keeping your interest. There may have been moments that were about to go dull, but then something happened, and that's something that I also really like, because who wants to read a boring book? I definitely do not, and I definitely appreciated that a lot more, that there was a lot of action. A lot of action keeps me interested and everything like that, so that was something that I thought was really awesome. Along with there being a lot of action, there were some things, like, you never predicted anything with these books. I mean, at least I didn't. There were certain things that you were like, that could happen, but it's not like you were full on, oh, this is going to happen. And for me, I personally did not predict a thing, and so I was really thankful for that, because I don't like those books where I can predict the ending, and I predicted certain things with this book, but it's kind of obvious. If you've read any of these books, you kind of predicted the fact that, and if you haven't read any of these books, this is a spoiler, so stop here, and I will hold my hands back up when the spoiler is over. But for if you've read any of these books, that you didn't really predict that Jem was gonna die. Like, I mean, you predicted that Jem was gonna die, but you didn't predict of what happened instead of him dying, and so that was something that I really liked. spoiler, is over. So another thing is that this book, you got so many different perspectives. You got the perspectives of a bunch of different characters. You got to see what Will was thinking, what Jem was thinking, what Tessa was thinking, what Charlotte was thinking, Gabriel, Gideon, Cecily, Sophie, Henry. And that's something that I think all books should have, because when you read only one person's side of the thing, especially when there's multiple people and multiple conflicts going on, it's a bit biased on how things should be. And so seeing a bunch of different sides was something I thoroughly enjoyed, because it's like, hey, this happened and this person has this opinion on it, and we get to see in the lives of the other people. Especially with relationship-wise, we could see how Tessa and Jem reacted, and then how Will and Tessa reacted, and how Will and Jem went together, and we also got to see how other relationships formed within the Institute and everything like that. Now onto the characters, something that I really enjoy. The characters were so unique and they all had their own personalities. I really enjoyed, me as a reader, obviously I really enjoyed the characters of Tessa and Will, because they both love books and I could connect to Tessa real well, just because of her love of books and everything like that. And with that, I kind of ended up at the end shipping Will and Tessa a lot more than Jem and Tessa. I ship both. Is that a thing? Can that be a thing? I don't know. Is that allowed? Because I want to ship both, because they both go together very well, and they're two separate ships that need to be things. So I don't know. I specifically loved how while Tessa and Will liked books, Jem was into music. And then we have Jessamine, who you never would have thought would do what she did, but she did. And her character, she kind of really bothered me for a lot of the books, because she was just always in the way and always doing things that bothered me, but that's okay. And then there's Charlotte and Henry. Charlotte is this kick-butt leader of the Institute, and nobody suspects that she's gonna be this like awesome person. And then you get to see how she like works within the Institute, and it's like, wow, like she is so dedicated to her job and the console and the clave, and nobody realizes that. But the people who's reading the book and the people who go to the Institute and who are staying in the Institute, like, nobody realizes that. And then Henry, he's actually this really great inventor, but nobody realizes that unless you're Magnus Bane. And the Magnus I'm gonna ask this, is Magnus gay? Because I don't know. That was a question I've been wondering. But Magnus is still awesome, and I definitely want to read the Mortal Instruments series because I want more of Magnus, because Magnus was amazing, and I can just picture him as a sassy warlock like he is, just strutting around like, yeah, I own this. With this book, the relationships are so cute. I loved seeing how they formed and everything like that. You wouldn't think that certain people went with certain people and other people didn't go with certain people, so it was really fun reading about how these relationships formed or didn't form, and how they flourished or didn't flourish. And like I said, I ship both Jessa and Wessa, and I don't know how that is. You can't ship two things that are in the same book and have them both be your OTP. That can't be a thing, but for me that is a thing. I don't know. I just don't question it. I just like them both together. But I think I like Wessa a bit more. This book made me get attached to so many of the characters so fast. Since they had their personalities built into the book, I kind of related with them in certain aspects, and when certain things happen to certain characters, felt it right here in the heart. Definitely felt that. But I definitely love getting attached to the characters, because then that makes me love the books even more, and it gives it a more personal feeling while reading. I wouldn't want to read a book where I can't understand any of the characters or can't connect with them in some sort of way, because then that isn't fun. Like, I know authors don't create books solely to specifically interact with you in feeling wise, but it's always awesome when you can tell an author or somebody that you connected with the characters, that probably makes him feel amazing, and I mean, if I were an author, that would make me feel amazing as well. So I have talked about things that I have liked, but there are some things that I didn't like, and literally there's only like 4 or 5 things that I didn't like about this book, and there are things that I could have dealt with and I did deal with. I already mentioned this, and I didn't necessarily like the character of Jessamine. While she was important to the book, if I met a girl like that, I probably would want to punch her in the face repeatedly, and I would be like, I don't want to be your friend. And she kind of seemed two-faced, which she ended up being. I definitely didn't enjoy the company of her while reading. So, but that's not something that was like a make it or break it for this book or these books. I definitely enjoyed this a lot. Something that is kind of a jokey thing is, and I don't know if this is considered a spoiler, so if it's considered a spoiler, I am sorry. But it bothered me so much when Sophie was so adamant about not liking Gideon. And it's just, no, you two are perfect for each other. You two are cute. Stop that, Sophie. He hid scones under his bed just to see you, even though he doesn't like scones. Don't get mad at him for that. That broke my heart. I was like, man, they're so cute, and she's so adamant. And then everything else happened, and I was like, oh, yay. I don't know how I feel about the love triangle. Like I said, I ship both of them, but I just, I don't know. Like, I love both of them, like, shipped separately, but there was always so much secret drama. Like, was that needed? It might be, I'm not sure, but I don't know how I feel about the love triangle. And then lastly, and I'm going to end on this, and if you guys agree with any of these points or anything like that, please tell me in the comments below. But, and this is kind of hinting at a spoiler, so if you haven't read these books, then just cover your ears or mute this, and I will throw my hands up when the spoiler is done. But you never leave your family's side. You never betray your family. No, you can't do that. And yes, that added such great, like, plot to the book, but man, that ripped out my family loving heart. I was like, yeah, Nate and Tessa, oh my goodness, they're such cute brothers and sisters. No, okay. So this is all for my Infernal Devices book talk discussion video. If you agree with any of these points that I have brought up today, or you have anything that wasn't said in this video, or you just have things that you would like to post in the comments down below, please do. I would love to chat with you guys because I really enjoyed this trilogy and it definitely makes me want to read this series now. If you like this video, give it a huge thumbs up and hit that subscribe button because it would definitely mean a lot, and I'm definitely going to be posting more videos in the near future because I have tags that I have to do, I have book hauls that I have to do. I have bookshelf, I have bookshelf tours I have to do, so definitely going to be posting more since it's summertime and I don't have classes. But if you would like to be my friend on any of the social medias, I have links in the description box down below. I would love to be your friend because I love having friends and I love chatting with you guys and chatting about books. So until next time, bye!